I am Fernanda Mierez, partner at Beccar Varela law firm.
I'm Luciana Denegri, partner at Beccar Varela, one of the largest law firms in Argentina. The legal areas of the firm that were involved in these projects are capital markets and ESG. The name of this project is Advancing B Corps to the Capital Markets. Beccar Varela acted as legal counsel to TRASA in the issuance of the first social bond issued by a B Corp in the Argentine capital market. TRASA is a corporation that seeks to bring financial inclusion solutions to vulnerable neighborhoods. The issuance of this bond allowed the installation of ATMs and modular financial inclusion units in low-income neighborhoods in Argentina. Due to its financial inclusion purpose, TRASA was certified as a B Corp in 2021. The increase of this type of issuances represents for Argentina the possibility of allowing new market players to become debt issuers and that the funds obtained through the capital markets reach the sectors of society that need it most: entrepreneurs, small organizations, who often will not otherwise have access to financing, with the consequent impact that this generates. The issuer of the social bond was TRASA, while Banco de Galicia in Buenos Aires acted as arranger, placement agent, and guarantor. Our role consisted in arranging the necessary legal structure for a successful placement of the notes. It also included the proceedings before the Argentine Securities and Exchange Commission, CMB for the Spanish anachronism, to obtain the authorization for the public offering, while we obtained the listing of the notes in the stock exchange panel of social green and sustainable bonds, called BYMA. We believe that our role was fundamental in guiding TRASA, which in addition to being a medium-sized company, does not use this source of financing, so it had the challenge of complying with all the requirements of the public offering regime. Drawing on our experience in developing groundbreaking financial inclusion mechanisms through capital markets financing, as well as our ongoing work with B Corp in Argentina, and also with our large experience with banking institutions, we played a fundamental role in encouraging TRASA to use this tool. Through this project, an unconventional market actor was able to achieve convenient financing and also to traditional investors to innovate by having the chance to invest in this kind of social projects. With Beccar Varela assistance, TRASA issued the social bond for a nominal value of up to 30 million Argentine pesos. As a result of the issuance of the social bond, TRASA allocated the resources to refinance investment already made for the construction, installation, and operation of 12 ATMs and 3 modular financial inclusion units in 19 vulnerable neighborhoods in the city of Buenos Aires and in 5 other relevant provinces of Argentina. This social project benefited more than 45,000 families. It is important to mention that due to the habitat conditions and the lack of socio-urban integration of these regions with larger cities, many communities are isolated and without access to formal financial products and services, which hinders their development and that of their inhabitants. In addition, the living conditions of these communities expose enormous levels of socio-economic vulnerability of their members.
In the few places close to the neighborhoods where there is access to ATM and/or the UMIF, they are usually oversubscribed and cause long queues of people. In fact, ATMs are often very far away from these neighborhoods, and consequently, to reach them, the neighbors must take public transport, which takes, in many cases, more than 40 minutes from their homes. That travel involves a lot of insecurity, as they must withdraw the cash far away from where they live. Likewise, the money they withdraw many times ends up being spent in the vicinity of that ATM and not in the local businesses in their own neighborhood, limiting growth for those businesses that rely on local customers. Being able to access an ATM near the neighborhoods generates greater local consumption and investment, thus strengthening the socioeconomic development of their inhabitants. In addition, by having to travel shorter distances, ATM users reduce the insecurity risks of transporting money over longer distances. The importance of TRASA's social bond issue lies in the fact that it has been possible to direct financing through the capital market for the development of financial inclusion projects with a high social impact that would otherwise be difficult to obtain through the traditional financing commercial conditions. The growth of this type of issuance represents for Argentina the possibility for new market players to become debt issuers and for the funds obtained through the capital market to reach the most underprivileged sectors of society. TRASA was the country's first B Corp to issue a social bond. This type of company generates profitability while at the same time seeks to generate positive social and environmental impact. We believed that showcasing initiatives such as TRASA not only allows other companies to find an additional financing possibility, but also to make visible the enormous social impact that a B Corp generates, so necessary in our country to assist the most vulnerable sectors. In this way, large investors, such as ESG mutual funds and even other more traditional investors, have found in this instrument an attractive investment possibility with a return like others available in the market. This is clearly demonstrated by the high oversubscription these instruments generated when placed in the market. In the particular case of TRASA, the oversubscription was 5 times the amount offered, which underscores the genuine interest of investors in this type of products. The project has demonstrated that big corporations are reliable credit subjects and generators of possible social impact. These companies are ideal vehicles for increasing the ESG performances of banks, funds, and other socially and environmental motivated investors. For this reason, we expect a very significant increase in this type of issuance in the future. We also would like to highlight that although the amount of the emission of the local bonds could be understood as a small amount for capital markets, the huge impact it had on the society as a whole and the most vulnerable ones is immense. From the joint work we have been doing with B Corps, the financial system, regulators, legal advisors, and multilateral agency, we anticipate that new business opportunities and impact projects will emerge along our shared path. The structure offered by TRASA is replicable, and the risks of investing in its social bonds are substantially reduced since they are guaranteed by local financial institutions that are duly registered with and controlled by the CNV. In addition, the CNV has established new financing possibilities for companies wishing to raise funds in the capital markets with different and simplified regimes such as the issuance of bonds with social impact. We believe that this model is scalable and it can be used all over the country, not only for B Corps, enabling them to pursue their corporate purpose, but for all kinds of organizations that can take advantage of this kind of financing due to the solid structure and the simplicity of the process.